love you. Hello, everyone. It wasn't a call and response. So I have a friend from Georgia, and the other day he was telling me about this place they have in Georgia called Stone Mountain that's called the Mount Rushmore of the Confederacy, which it's like a bas-relief sculpture on the side of a mountain. And it's got Stonewall Jackson, Robert E. Lee, and then Jefferson Davis, which, like, I can't be alone in thinking that's kind of fucked up, right? Because they only have 3 people. They need one more guy. It's not Mount Rushmore with 3 people. I can only assume when they were building it, they were like, well, yeah, we wanted 4 Confederates, but as it turns out, most of them were super racist and shitty people. So we kept it down to 3. And then, like, I don't know. Come on, the South. If you guys are really serious about rising again, you can't keep doing shit like this. Because everybody is seeing it coming. Your inevitable second rebellion. It's like, if you were a bank robber, and you robbed like 20 banks, and then you finally got caught and went to prison for 10 years, and then you got out, and the first thing you did is went back to that same bank and made a huge statue of yourself mooning the cashier. Everybody would know you were going to rob more banks. It's like, hey, what do you think about Jerry? You think he's getting his act together? Yeah, I think so. You know, he's making Coca-Cola now. He's got Disneyland, and yeah, no, he's going to rob a lot more banks. It's not over. And then, so I was still talking to my friend about this, and he was like, yeah, I've been to the Mount Rushmore of the Confederacy tons of times, which was deeply concerning. But then he was like, don't worry though, I only go because they have a super awesome laser light show. Which I think is really the scariest part of this whole thing. Because I was not aware that redneck technology had advanced this far. It's like a laser light show that makes you racist. Next it's going to be like a parade that makes you homophobic. An outdoor concert that makes you want to marry your cousin. Like, I don't know. I guess what I'm most disappointed about is that a Batman villain hasn't started doing this. Just like, nice try, Bat Lame. You know, match for my public community service project that makes people want to put testicles on their trucks. You won't get away with this, city planner. When I was in 5th grade, we all had to go to this like anti-drug class. It was called like the DARE program. Yep. And then part of it was they just told you what a lot of different drugs did, like to your brain and stuff. They would be like, okay, cocaine works by like flooding your brain with dopamine. I know that's not right, but I was super high during the class, so. But they were like, cocaine does this, heroin does this, meth does this. But then they finished up with alcohol and weed, and they were just like, alcohol and weed do a lot of different things to your brain, and it's too complicated to get into here, but just know you shouldn't do them. And looking back on it, was the point of that class to make little Tim way more afraid of alcohol and weed than he was of meth? Because that's exactly what that class accomplished. If you had gone up to little Tim and been like, hey bud, you want to have a little bit of wine with dinner, or you want to do some heroin? I would have been like, get out of here with that voodoo snake water. I'm hanging out with my old friend heroin, thank you. Or if you had been like, hey Tim, you want to smoke a doob with your fun uncle? Or do you want to smoke some meth with your way less fun uncle? Little Tim would have gone with Uncle Touchy, like so the other night, I was procrastinating a paper, pretty normal, and it was about 12:30, and I decided to go on like a walk around the lakes, and so I was like walking along, jamming on my tunes, and then I suddenly noticed like something was like moving, sort of like off the path a little, and so I stopped and looked at it for a while, and then I realized that it was like, it was a couple who were like lying there making out. And I realized I'd inadvertently created the greatest horror movie of all time. It's just like a couple in a cool Corvette on a cliff. I don't know, Chad Berry. Maybe we should go back to town. Ooh, shut up, babe. It's fine up here. Suddenly, the first few notes of Michael Jackson's Beat It are heard. What's that? Don't worry about it, it's fine. Suddenly, an unnaturally tall, lanky man oozes out of the trees. What is it, Chad Berry? Don't move, babe. Suddenly the music stops. Squaw! The Dancing Man in theaters this Friday. See you now on RX3D. That's all I got. Thank you guys.